Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is part 7. Wow. And we're getting into some of the bigger books that are in this collection. These ones are really big. So we got this stack of books. We're going to start off with just some minor keys that are kind of popular and hot, I guess. Actually, I'll just grab the whole stack. The first is Deadly Class #1. And this book has been sort of hot. I got it for like $5. It's like a reasonable grade. This was hot because of the Netflix series. This is the first appearance of the characters that are in the Netflix series Deadly Class. I've been watching the Deadly Class series. It's so-so. I give it a so-so rating. I figured, hey, for $5, I'll pick up their first appearance. So that's what this book is. And another thing that I've been collecting, like I collect so many weird things, like, and this is kind of one of those, not necessarily super weird, but kind of a weird thing to collect. I collect these big premiere issues. And this is one of the ones that I didn't have in my collection. I always thought I had this in my collection, but I guess I didn't. This is Marvel's Spaceborne Superhero Captain Marvel #1. So it's Captain Marvel #1. I thought I had this in my collection, but I guess I didn't. But this was the last of these big premiere issues that I needed to complete the collection of big premiere issues. So it's kind of weird that I didn't have it in my collection, but now I do. So there's that one. And another one that's kind of interesting. I actually showed the first appearance of the character. This is the first appearance of this character, Ludwig Von Drake. Well, in this part, I will show his first solo series. This is Walt Disney's Ludwig Von Drake #1. It's from 1960-something, 61. It's kind of interesting one. He's like, as I said in the previous video when I showed this book, he's kind of like an absent-minded professor. And he was the narrator and host for The Wonderful World of Disney. So kind of a cool character. And another book that, I forgot which channel, where they were talking about this book, but I love books that have like a history behind them. And this one definitely has kind of a cool history. This is Adventures in 3D. And this was a Harvey publication. I love 3D books. Like, I'm a big fan of 3D books in general. But this is not the reason I was interested in this particular book. This book is the first appearance of the Black Panther. In a weird way. Like, so if you're familiar, there was a 60s and 70s group called the Black Panthers. And they basically traced, the guy that created their logo, traced this image to create the Black Panther logo. And they actually went through a bunch of different logos, but this is the origin of the Black Panther logo. So I thought that was kind of cool, a little bit of history. So I thought this was kind of a cool book to pick up. If you look at the original Black Panther logo, you'll notice that's basically the same. They had basically traced this and made it a fully black cat. So they race swapped this cat. So kind of funny in a way. So this is Adventures in 3D, and it has true 3D on every page. And whoever the seller was, they actually included that this is from their collection, certificate of authenticity. I thought that was a little strange, but it's from their collection. So I thought that was kind of an interesting book. And here's just a interesting like homage to Walking Dead. What number is it? I forgot what number it is. Like the one with Michonne's first appearance. And I just thought this was kind of a cool Zenoscope cover with kind of a Ghostbusters-like theme plus, Walking Dead. So I thought that was interesting. And then we got a couple more. This one is kind of interesting. I gotta open it up a bit. Okay, so this is Gal Snaps. Just like, I've been collecting a lot of these good girl art kind of comic, cartoon and comics kind of books. And these would generally be like sold in like novelty shops or maybe on military bases or things like that. I just thought it was interesting. It was kind of interesting because a lot of people were selling the same book for like $80 to $100. The vendor that I found it from, he was selling it for $8. So I thought, $8, might as well. So, you know, not a bad price. This is from the early to mid 40s, I should say. So I thought that was kind of cool. And what other cool stuff do I have? Then we got, this book was super hot for a while. This is Daredevil number 25. This is the first appearance of the LeapFrog. LeapFrog was in the She-Hulk TV series, and he was kind of one of the bad guys in the She-Hulk series. And the LeapFrog that was in the She-Hulk series was actually the son of this LeapFrog. This is the father for LeapFrog. And so yeah, so kind of a cool first appearance. I've been picking up a lot of these kind of random first appearances from different TV shows. Okay, speaking of kind of cool books and not necessarily, I think this is also a first appearance, I believe, is RoboCop number 1. And now this book had gone through the roof recently, and actually it was pretty pricey. I was able to get it before it went through the roof in terms of the pricing, because I guess it was like some $6,000 or some crazy sale, or maybe it was $10,000. I think it was some $10,000 sale for this book, and it was like a high grade but raw copy. But what happened was it was really not a $10,000 sale. It was actually much less than that. But it had like a best offer. And so it was recorded as a $10,000 sale, but really wasn't a $10,000 sale. I think it sold for like about $1,800. Still pretty big sale for this book. So a lot of people kind of, were kind of picking this book up, and I was one of those people. It's kind of cool. I always like my first appearances, and I also like RoboCop. I was a big fan of the series, or the movies, I should say. So yeah, RoboCop number 1, the magazine. And then we got some really great Golden Age first appearances now. This is Babe. And it's like this series I've been trying to pick up. This is her first appearance. And it's just kind of a cool series. It's kind of like a hillbilly a girl, super strong, kind of silly, hillbilly, humor book. But it has a lot of good girl art in it, and it's just kind of fun. So Babe, number 1. So that's, Amazon of the Ozarks. It's like that. That's what it's called. So that's not it. There's actually some more big books. Like this is, the last few episodes of this unboxing are just going to be a lot of big books. One sec here. I had to. This one was in an extra bag. Okay, so I'm going to show. Wow, I think everything in here is fairly big. Okay, I want to show the lesser big books first, and then we'll get into the big books. Okay, so the first is Freckles and Friends. This is just a good girl art cover. I like this cover. They had it on my comic shop for a really good price. This is Freckles and Friends number 8. Yeah, but it's just a really great swimsuit cover. So I thought it was quite nice. So I picked that up. It was really affordable, so I figured, hey, why not? Another one that's kind of interesting is this is Lois Lane's number 8, early Lois Lane. I won this in auction. So they had an auction, and I was picking up a bunch of books that they had for in auction. And it's like the first appearance of like the ugly Superman, if that makes sense. But nothing super special, but kind of a cool book. I've been trying to get the complete run of Lois Lane, and this is going to fall down. 1 sec here. I got to put these down. Okay. And another book that I picked up, this wasn't in the auction, but this was just kind of a cool book. This is Jumbo Comics 92. And inside this is some really great artwork by Matt Baker. So I've been reading these Jumbo books lately. And the story that I was reading from it is actually Sky Girl. And she's kind of like a big, goofy pilot who just ends up, shooting down the bad guys, but by accident. And, she's just kind of a goofy pilot, female pilot. And she just is in the Second World War and just kind of silly, but also heroic kind of girl. And this is, but Matt Baker did the art for her. And he made these kind of sexy, versions of her. And it was just a really great series. So this is Jumbo Comics 92. And then we got, this is kind of an interesting one. They actually brought this character back. Archie is not really known for its superheroes. But when Archie started out, it was not Archie. It was MLJ. I think it's MLJ. And it was a magazine, a comic called Pep. And Pep, if you look at the early issues of Pep, it's like all superhero stuff. And then Pep 22 happened, and they created a character called Archie, and that was just super popular. And pretty much after that, they gradually switched over to just being Archie comics. But one of the heroes that they kind of tried to, every so often they try to go back to being superheroes. And this was one of their attempts. This is Adventures of the Jaguar. And this is like a, 60s, I think this is 1961 or 60, somewhere in there. Does it say on the back? 1961. Hey, I was right. I'm smarter than I thought. Okay, so this is just kind of an interesting superhero book, The Jaguar. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I actually saw that originally Alex, the comic hoarder, had that book. And he sold it, maybe a higher grade of it for like $20. I was like, oh man, I just wish I was having problems with my computer. I couldn't get it. So, but I ended up getting it from my comic shop for $15, but in a lower grade. But oh well. Another series that I thought that was kind of nice was this one. This is not an expensive book. This is Cadillacs and Dinosaurs 3D. And I was kind of picking these up. I thought they were kind of cool. I like 3D books, so that was kind of cool. And now we're getting into big books. There's like a bunch of big books in this collection that I picked up. So I'm going to show some more Jumbo first, and then I'll show you the big books. There's some really, really big books. We got Alley Oop. This is number 10. And I've been just picking up Alley Oop. I'm just trying to get a run of this book series and gradually getting there. So this is Alley Oop number 10. I like the kind of good girl art. And also Alex Schomburg did a lot of the covers for Alley Oop. So kind of like that series. And then we got Jumbo Comics 77. Again, I was picking these up for the Sky Girl. Sky Girl, I think, started in issue 68, I believe, somewhere around there, and then ran all the way up, and it was kind of a cool series. So this is a Jumbo Comics number 77. And this one I actually saw on a claim sale, but then I saw that it was cheaper on my comic shop. It was like really inexpensive. It's Thrilling Wonder Stories. It's a pulp. And this is from, I forgot what age this is from. 1940 something. I can't read it. It's like, does it say on the back? No, it doesn't say on the back. So I think it's 1947. But I just thought it was a really great cover, bondage cover, with the Medusa. I like Medusa as a character. So I thought it was quite cool. Okay, now the last 3 books are Zoot. This is just like another series I've been picking up. This is Zoot number 1. So this is the first of the Zoot series. And later on, Zoot switches over to like Good Girl Jungle art. So this is just Zoot number 1. It's a low grade actually because it's got a split spine, but other than that, it's I believe it's complete. So kind of a cool book. I've been picking up a lot of these Fox publication books. This is another one of the Fox publication. They printed it on these really just really low quality paper. But this is Zoot number 1. And then we got, this book is so cool. I was so excited when I won this auction. I didn't even think I could get it for the price that I got it for. I bought this book, and normally when you see this book, you see the reprint because it is such a popular cover. And the reprints, which were, I think only a few years later, like in the early 50s, they sell for hundreds of dollars. Okay. Now this is the original, which sells for many more times that. But I got it for the price, actually cheaper than the price of the reprint. So I was really excited when I won this one. And this was on my comic shop auctions. This is Popular Teenagers. It's an LB Cole cover. And it's just, what number is it? Number 5. It's just one of my favorite LB Cole covers of all time. I just think it's the greatest, this really great Good Girl art cover. I just think the colors on it are amazing. I just really, really like this one. So this is Popular Teenagers, Pop Teenagers number 5. And isn't that an amazing cover? Let me zoom in, you can read the bubbles. So yeah, ignore those uncouth brutes, but I like it. But they're like, and they are saying, look at those 2 beautiful gals in the nifty suits, but they're referring to the poster, the billboard. So I thought that was kind of cool. I really like this one, LB Cole cover. One of my favorite LB Cole covers. I was super excited that I was actually going to buy the reprint because I never thought I could find the original. So I was super excited to get that one. Okay, this next book is the big book from this whole unboxing though. Well, there's later stuff that comes up that's even bigger, but this one's pretty big. This is Batman number 42. And this is the first cover appearance of Catwoman in the Batman title. Okay, so this is a really great book. Just got Catwoman there, and this is the modern age Catwoman, where she's, not just the cat mask, which was kind of lame, but this is such a great book, and such a pricey book. Oh my goodness! Even though this is you can tell it's in pretty rough shape. You got this big chunk missing here, got this big piece missing here. Despite all that, it's an expensive book. I think the guy originally wanted, I think it was like $1,100 or something like that. I negotiated down to like $600-700, but that was about as best as I could do. This is just such a pricey book. It's one that is very sought after because, of Catwoman fans, and it being the first cover appearance of her. She actually made her earlier cover appearance in Detective Comics, but this is her first Batman cover appearance. So still a book that I really wanted because I'm a big Catwoman fan. Okay, so that is it for this part. This has been part 7 of this unboxing. Hope you enjoyed this one. There was a lot of big keys in this. The the next parts will be getting bigger and bigger. There's some major stuff that I'm going to be showing. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you check out all of the series because I show some pretty great stuff. And I appreciate you for watching. Thanks again.